But now at 9 minutes after midday, let us welcome to the show our social psychologist, Dr. Gary Wood. Hello, Gary.
Hello there, and how are you today?
I'm feeling quite perky today, actually. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, I've cheered myself up. I've dragged myself up from the depths of gloom and despair, and all is well again.
How did you manage that?
How did I manage it? Positive thinking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a positive mental attitude. I think that's what it takes, isn't it?
That's
really?
what we need, yes.
Now, what are you going to instruct us in today then, Gary?
We're going to talk about, because people have been mentioning they're getting stressed.
Yes.
It tends to be... well, first of all, let me explain. There are various theories of stress. So there's the great big life events, and of course we're experiencing one now that can be stressful. But there are also those daily hassles, the little things that really niggle us. And then we've got little uplifts, things that kind of happen out of the blue and really lift us up.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we're kind of, all in close quarters under lockdown and probably sitting there thinking, oh, the sound of my partner's blinking really annoys me. So, it's just the things are magnified in close quarters. So we get to that point where something quick, kind of inconsequential, a dirty teaspoon on the draining board will wind us up, and it's the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. And so I think after all this, we're probably going to be a few dehumped camels. So what can we do to balance it out? So could you think of things that maybe, what's a tiny thing that you recognise is going to wind you up?
Somebody spitting.
Yes. Oh, God, yes, of course.
Insolence. I hate that. And somebody sulking. I can't bear people that sulk. Why? There's always something to say, or you can talk it through. Why they have to sit and sulk and not talk for hours? It makes me furious.
Right. And so what little things would happen that would give you an uplift, something out of the blue, something small?
Something small. Just walking. Going out into the fresh air, watching the sunset makes me happy, or if I put some music on that cheers me up, or even makes me sad but takes me away from that situation.
Exactly. Brilliant. Minor things like when you're in the supermarket and somebody just decides, you've only got one item and they've got about 9 million, and they say, oh, you can go before me. And I just think, how nice, and it kind of makes your day. Or somebody just smiles at you or tells you a little joke or gives you a compliment, all of these things. So the theory goes that we do a mental balance sheet at the end of the day. And if all of the hassles outweigh the uplifts, we've had a bad day. But if all the uplifts outweigh the hassles, it's a good day.
Yeah.
So we can't necessarily control it all, but we can not react to the bad stuff, the little things, and we can deliberately give ourselves little uplifts. So do those little things like go for a walk or a little thing that's nice that's going to counteract the hassles.
I think it's nice to time with people now, isn't it? Yeah. Don't you find that I'll smile, random people will go past me and I'll smile and say hello, and some of them look at me as if I'm mad. They may have a point. But actually to give somebody your time as well, a little bit of that if they're feeling lonely, and if you can just talk to them for a little bit or, ring them up and just thinking of others a little bit more.
Well, you read my mind. So the next thing I was going to say was think about what small things that you can do to lift other people up. Because if we all do that, it's all going to come round. So make a list of all the things that you can do right now and think, okay, over the next few days, I'm going to give myself these. Every time a hassle happens, I'm just going to counteract it with an uplift. And then what can I do to pass on to somebody else? So if I ever get any bad news, I always deliberately think, okay, I'm going to do 3 nice things for people now. And it kind of gets me out of the mood of that bad news. So that's the challenge. So it's making lists again. I love a list.
Your house must be scattered with bits of paper.
It is. My house is just made of old notebooks. So it's a terrible fire hazard, but there you go. So that's the challenge for over the weekend, because we're going to feel a little bit cooped up, and little things are going to annoy us. The sound of people chewing.
Yes. Drinking.
What's that one?
Even when they swallow.
Oh, swallowing. And people, it's annoying. One of my pet hates, and it's been cured at the moment, is if I'm in a cafe and people come in and go, can I get a coffee? And I'm sitting there thinking, no, you can't, because you don't work here. You can have a coffee, but you can't get one. So people don't believe that I do it. My partner goes, "No, he does." So if I'm across the cafe and people go, "Can I get a coffee?" Wherever I am, I'm going, "Have." No matter where I am. And it's my way of doing it. It just winds me up. We're not in America. It's, "May I have a coffee, please? One of your fine coffees, barista." So that's one of my pet hates. But at the moment, I'm not having to worry about that at all, which is lovely.
There, you got your nice coffee machine that you were bought last week. How's that going?
I'm getting through my pods like, I'm thinking, what shall I do now? I'll have a coffee. I haven't finished the first one. So.
I'll have a coffee while I make my next list. Can you put something else on your list, Gary? Because we want to talk. We've talked about mental health before on the show, but for, teenagers, kids, and the effect that this is having on them, can we have a chat about that next week?
We can. Yes. Yeah. I think that's a really good idea, because I think everything has kind of changed, but when we will adjust, we are very resilient, but it's that getting to that point, how we get to that point. We can get to that point sooner, or we can drag our heels, and if we can get there sooner, all the better.
Wonderful. Well, Gary, we'll catch up with you again next week. Thank you very much. Good luck with those lists then, people.
Hi, it's Gary Wood. Thanks for checking out my videos, and please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. You can find out more in my books, my blog, or if you're interested in coaching for wellbeing, head over to drgarywood.co.uk to get in touch. Thanks.